Hey everybody, I don't think I've ever read the newspaper to anybody before, maybe to my kids or something, but anyway, this is about that article that was in the local newspaper a few days ago, and this was an exciting thing for me, for considering all the things that end up in the newspaper, that this was about getting my health back is pretty exciting to me. I apologize for not shaving this morning, but you know what? It is what it is, and I'm as real as they get. And so let's just cut to the chase. This was dated March the 29th of 2017, and it's from the Times-Journal, progress section. It's entitled, "I Was a Man Staring at Death in the Mirror." The subtitle is Gene Fleming got his life back after losing a total of 105 pounds, written by Katie Poe. Gene Fleming's story is a simple one, but it is packed full of inspiration when he tells it. He came to DeKalb County to die, but his life was changed by one faithful doctor and a caring wife. About 7 years ago, Fleming was morbidly obese and had lost hope, so he moved from Mobile, Alabama to Valley Head to pass away peacefully amidst the beautiful landscapes. "My story is not complex, but it's interesting," Fleming said. "I moved here to Valley Head almost 7 years ago because I wanted to come here and die at Lookout Mountain. I was morbidly obese, congestive heart failure, type 2 diabetes, well, pre-diabetic at that time, but I had chronic pain, multiple spinal surgeries, a ton of medication, the whole gamut. I was sick and dying, so my wife agreed with me that we would move here so that I could spend my last couple of years." Fleming said if the timeline would have gone as it was supposed to, he was supposed to be dead 4.5 years ago. At the point when he moved to this area, he was in a severe state of health and ready to just let go. But then he thought of what the last few years of his life would entail, mostly for his wife, Kathleen, her spending her days taking care of him day in, day out. "I really loved my wife. The decline was such that I was going to end up being her bedridden, wheelchair-bound husband, and it wasn't fair to her. She's 5 years younger than me, so it wasn't fair to her that she was going to have to spend her merger into her retirement years taking care of a sick, fat, dying man. I've always been a big believer in fairness. It sounds corny, but it's true." Fleming used this as part of his motivation to get his life back on track. "Then I just didn't feel like I was done living yet, and I really thought of all the ways to go out, and this really sucks. I don't have cancer. I didn't get hit by a train. My plane didn't crash. I had gotten sick over time, and I lived in pain and didn't enjoy anything." Another motivator in Fleming's recovery was Dr. Willis at the Alabama Pain Center in Huntsville, who put the ball back in Fleming's court. Fleming said when he started weaning off his medications, he found out that some of the drugs were what was making him sick. He said Willis began working with him, and over a 2-year period, the results were profound. "When I first met Dr. Willis, I found out he is not one of the doctors in a box that just hands out prescriptions. He actually does pain management through interventions and surgeries and education. That was the big difference. You had to go through 12 classes to even be his patient, plus you had to go through a psychological assessment. The first day he walked into the exam room and sat down with me, since his practice is as much a faith-based practice as anything else, he put his hand on my knee and he said, 'Son, I can't heal you, but I know someone who can.' I burst into tears, and it wasn't because my faith was particularly high at that point, because it was not. I was depressed. I was a man staring at death in the mirror. He began working with me, and over a 2-year period, the results speak for themselves. From simply stopping my medications And walking over a 3-year period, Fleming lost 105 pounds. Now I'm a 59-year-old bodybuilder and 5K runner and fitness writer, he said. So the story has a happy ending. At the beginning of his weight loss journey, Fleming simply started walking down the road in Valley Head. There's no great formula. I started walking in my little town of Valley Head. I live up here just by the school, and I'd walk from my house out to Violet Hill Church and back. That's quite a distance. Then one night, I needed something from the store, and I walked out the front door and said, I'm going to run there. It's about 0.8 of a mile, and that was 3.5 years ago, and I've been running ever since. He participates in many local 5K races such as the Valley Head Cemetery 5K, the Heil Harvest 5K, the Mustang 5K, hosted by Northeast Alabama Community College. If you ever drive by the Hammondville Park or Valley Head Cemetery, you're likely to see Fleming running. Last fall, Fleming spent the season cleaning up the park's walking trail so that residents would be more inclined to use it. I was dissatisfied with the condition of the Hammondville walking park, so I spent last fall revamping that park, he said. I trimmed all the trees and crepe myrtles. I spent several weeks over there making the park pretty again because people will walk in a pretty place. Now Fleming is a prolific writer and has 2 online closed fitness groups with hundreds of followers. One of them is called Body for Believers Fitness, and there are about 250 members in it. In 2016, Fleming became a certified fitness trainer, and he said, the key is to find balance. My whole theme is that you've got to find balance in life. You can eat plenty of food and never go hungry. I don't sell a diet or any particular diet program. I've gone on to become a certified fitness trainer. I'm just one guy with one set of experiences, and I needed the textbook stuff to go with what I do and what I write. So I graduated this past December with my certification. Fleming said that you don't have to spend hours at the gym to get the results you want because anything can be exercise, whether it's doing home chores or walking your dog. My philosophy is that everything is exercise, he said. There's a video I posted that's called The Home Gym. It's a 6-second video of me vacuuming my living room. You don't have to go to the gym 2 hours a day and sweat like a matador in a ring full of bulls. Everything is exercise. Lifting a laundry basket is exercise. Squatting and getting stuff out of the dryer is exercise. Another thing Fleming believes is that a person should not go hungry or starve themselves with crazy diets. I believe that you should never go hungry. Last week, my average daily calorie burn was 3,100 calories. The body is an adaptive thing, so I eat about 2,500 calories a day. I'm not walking around starving, he said. There's something wrong if you're hungry all the time. My body has adapted, so I go out and run for an hour, and I'm actually having fun. I've got my earbuds in, listening to my jams. I'm waving at people and sometimes running with other people. Fleming said that only about 5% of those who lose a large amount of weight, like he did, can keep it off, which makes him unique. He said when he was morbidly obese, he had about 42% body fat, and over time, through strength training, cardio, and healthy eating, that dropped to a healthy number of 15%. We don't worry about scales anymore, he said. The scales will lie to you. The scales will make you depressed. The number that saves your life is your body fat percentage. That's what I teach, and that's what I push really hard. Fleming said, one problem is that people just give up too quickly, especially as they get older. Last year, Fleming decided to be a student at Black Belt Taekwondo. At age 58, he got up to dark green belt. It's all about possibilities at any age. People give up far too quickly, he said. On April 1st, Fleming will celebrate his 20th year of retirement from the Navy. I went from a career in naval cryptology to a retirement hobby/career of helping people get fit. It's a twist. I didn't see it coming, he said with a laugh. Fleming said his weight loss method can be summed up to a few key points. It's all about stimulating the brain, stimulating the body, meeting people, getting exercise, staying active, and staying social, he said. It all works together toward personal health. The end. Well, that's it, and thank you for listening. And, like I said, most of you have heard this story all along the path. Of course, you weren't present for the first few years when, I was sick. In fact, I was too miserable of an SOB to be online at that time. I was very withdrawn, very depressed, and very, very over-medicated. But, the whole message that I hope that I'm sincerely conveying to each person who reads the junk I write or listens to my videos or talks to me in public, whatever the format is, I hope that with each person I sow some seed of not, oh, look at what Gene did, but a seed of possibility for them, so that maybe they'll try one more time. Maybe they'll redouble their effort in, watching the kinds of calories they eat. Maybe actually commit themselves to 3, 4, 5 days a week of some type of vigorous exercise that stimulates muscle growth that helps build bone density, that helps circulation improve, that stimulates the brain, and that it gives them a purpose for continuing to take care of themselves. There's some things I know for sure at this point. One, I could go back to where I was if I quit. I don't want to do that. Two, I do not want to be an old, frail person. I do not want to spend 4, 5, 10 years of just sitting in a chair and having somebody bring me my medicine and bring me my oatmeal. I just say it like I will. And, so if this works for me, it might work for a lot of people. Stay active, eat well, and lead the best possible life you can. And, from my years as a hospital chaplain, I can tell you that of all those times that I stood next to a dying patient in a hospital, I never met anybody who said they wished they had done less in life. And on that note, I'm going to wish you a happy day. April Fool's Day is tomorrow. I promise not to play any pranks. See you later. Hey, oh, wait. Be strong. Be fit. We can do this.